We're coming for the final chapter in this book of Barack Obama, our 44th president. Chapter 15. The Democrat National Convention of 2008 was held at the end of August in Denver, Colorado. It had already been decided that the convention would nominate Barack Obama for president, but it was voted for the Democrats to heal the split between the Obama camp and the Clinton camp. Many supporters of Hillary Clinton were bitterly disappointed, and some of them were threatening to vote for Republican John McCain. Just before the convention began, Barack Obama announced his choice for vice president, Senator Joe Biden of Delaware. Senator Biden has served in the Senate since 1973 and he had experience in foreign policy, with Obama lagging. On August 25th, the first day of the convention, Michelle Obama gave the headline prime time speech. Republicans have often tried to portray her as a tough, almost radiant woman. Not the kind of person Americans will want as First Lady. Michelle took this chance to expose her traditional violence and devotion to her family. The following night, Senator Hillary Clinton gave the headline primetime speech, directing it carefully to her supporters. She thanked them for fighting for her, but ordering them to work just as hard for Barack Obama. In the pointed rejection of the idea that Clinton backers might now swan to Senator McCain, she said with great emphasis, "No how, no way, no McCain." The following day, Senator Clinton called for suspending the roll call of the delegates and nominating Barack Obama by acclamation. That night, former President Bill Clinton, Freedom Reform Party by declaring Barack Obama is ready to be the President of the United States. For Barack Obama's education speech on August 28, the convention moved to Invader Field at Mile High Stadium in Denver. Nearly 80,000 people packed the stadium, and 38 million Americans watched the televised event. Speaking on the theme, change you can believe in. Change you can believe in. Obama espoused the indictments with hope for the future. "I will restore our moral standing." He promised that America is once again that last. Best hope for all who are called to the cause of freedom, who long for lives of peace, who long for a better future. With the sources of the convention, Obama's numbers rose in the polls. However, the very next day, John McCain, grabbing the nation's attention by announcing his choice for vice president. The two surprised almost anyone. He picked Governor Sarah Palin on Arkansas. He picked Governor Sarah Palin on Alaska. We had no national politics experience. At the Republican National Convention in St. Paul, Minnesota, the following week, Republicans responded to Sarah Palin with excellent. They like her sheltered, fully fetching style, her working class background, and her conservative beliefs. They are hopeful that many independent voters who have supported Senator Clinton will now be drawn together with Palin. Coming out of the convention, The Republicans have renewed their energy and a large bump in the polls they accepted. Some Democrats were seriously worried that McCain might have gained a parliamentary advantage by choosing Palin. They're begging Barack Obama to get angry at accusations from the McCain campaign that felt were unfair and to go under the attack. However, Obama refused to get rattled. Meanwhile, the U.S. economy was shaken by the worst financial crisis since the Wall Street crash in 1929, which had set off the Great Depression. The crisis had been building since 2007, with the house building booming bust. The price of private homes, which had been rising steadily for a number of years, fell sharply. Homeowners who had taken out large mortgages experienced their houses to increase in value, were left with probably worth less than the loans they had to pay back. Many of them simply could not make their payments, and hundreds of thousands of families faced losing their homes through foreclosures. To make matters worse, many leaders had given mortgages to buyers who absolutely could not afford them. These leaders had quickly sold the risky loans to investors, who now hold worthless stock. During 2008, it came out that even respected and apparently so financially institutions had invested heavily in the loan-sound mortgages. The nation was shocked at some of the losses in investment banks, including Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers, collapsed in rapid successions. Other major financial institutions either went bankrupt or had to be bailed out by the federal government. In September, the government took over Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the largest mortgage banking enterprise in the United States. Likewise, the government also took over the Federal American International Group, AIG, an insurance giant. On September 19th, Secretary of the Treasury Henry M. Paulson, Jr., speaking for the Bush administration, announced a rescue plan for the nation's entire financial system. Paulson asked Congress for the authority to buy out the unsound mortgages backing the securities that had caused the panic, and as much as $700 billion worth. The panic of the stock market was calmed for the moment by the news of the plan, but Congress was thrown into turmoil. Unknowingly, the American Senate on Main Street, struggling with rising prices, unemployment, and a lack of health insurance, were outraged. As they told their representatives and senators, they did not want to bail out the fat cats on Wall Street who had invested in reckless and reckoning big profits. However, over the next week, it became clear that the collapse of the U.S. banking system would cause disaster to ordinary Americans too. If banks fail, business will no longer be able to get the credit they need to operate, and their employees will lose their jobs. Individuals will not be able to get loans to buy cars or send a child to college. The nation's economy will grind almost to a halt, as it had during the Great Desperation. Congress discussed the financially, acting out on Paulson's proposal. John McCain announcing that he was suspending his campaign until the financial crisis was solved. He called for the first presidential debate, scheduled for September 26, to be postponed. Remembering Khan, Barack Obama consensually with a global economy experts, conceptually as well as liberty. He had believed for some time that speculation in the home mortgage market was a serious threat to the nation's economy health. On September 26, adult Congress was still working out an agreement. Senator McCain flew from Washington to Mississippi for the presidential debate. The location, the University of Mississippi in Oxford. Under the history of Senate fashion of Barack Obama's candidacy, the university, known as Ole Miss, had been the scene of racing riots in 1962. But the first black student, James Melander, attempted to enroll. During the debate, John McCain tried to cast Barack Obama as an experiences and then was about foreign policy and military issues. Obama repeatedly likened McCain to the failures of the 8-year Bush administration. Obama had also pointed out that Senator McCain, in spite of his years of experiences, he had been won several crucial issues. Obama reminded the indictments that the war in Iraq, which Senator McCain had predicted would be won easy, with draining $10 billion per month from the U.S. Treasury. Obama also appreciated that Senator McCain had support President Bush's economy and politics, including the decision to loosen the government regulation of banks. Obama quoted McCain as declaring recently that the reform measures allow the economy are strong, given the despite conditions of the U.S. economy that made McCain seem hopeless out of touch. Well, Mandela clearly won or lost the debate. Polls a week later showed that Obama was in the lead again. Voters saw him as more capable than McCain handling the financial crisis, which was their top concern. And some of the aspirants for McCain's running mate, Sarah Penny, had worn off. On September 29, the House of Representatives defeated an measure based on the Bush administration's plan for rescuing the financial system. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, a main indicator of the stock market, performance dropped more than 770 points, its biggest one-day loss ever. It was obviously the Congress had to act, no matter how unpopular the rescue measure was with their constituents. On October the 3rd, the House passed a reverse version of the bill already approved by the Senate. With up to $700 billion now committed to the financial rescue plan, Barack Obama knew as president he would not be able to accomplish all the goals that he envisioned. Still, Obama was determined to get tax relief to middle class and working class citizens, and to reform the health care system so that all Americans had equality in health care. He was also resolving to innovations in programs that would create thousands of jobs at the same time that they benefited the country in other ways. One was the energy program for development of new renewable sources of energy and the dependency on foreign oil. Another was a plan to repair the nation's run-down roadways and bridges. The second presidential debate took place on October 7th at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. The format of this debate was town hall style. More than 80 undecided voters shared the stage with the two candidates, and the moderator, Barack Obama and John McCain, answering questions for the undecided voters, as well as questions sent in by email. Most of the questions dealt with the flattening economy, which had lost 159,000 jobs in September. In a poll taken immediately after the debate, voters, opponents of McCain didn't change, but their opponents of Obama rose by 3 points. Republicans as well as Democrats commentators agreed that Obama had won the debate by a slight margin, but the race was still too close to call. The third and last debate was held on October 15th at Houston University in Hempstead, New York. During the third debate, Senator McCain attacked Obama more vigorously, but Obama remained clean and cool. He kept the focus on the flattening of his national economy, which he blamed on the Bush administration's politics, and repeating his claim that McCain presidency will be like having 4 more years of George W. Bush. The economy was still by far the main issue for voters, and it appears they had more confidence in Obama's ability to lead the country out of this economy's crisis. National polls show Obama ahead in the final week. Obama's lead narrower, but most national polls still put him ahead. In the last stretch of the campaign, many more of the Republicans came out in support of Barack Obama. Colin Powell, the greatly respected former general and former Secretary of the State in the Bush administration, endorses Obama, so did former Massachusetts Governor William Wheeler. This had been a watershed race for the presidency in several ways. For one thing, Hillary Clinton was the first woman to come so close to winning a major party nomination. Sarah Palin was the first woman to be nominated for vice president by the Republican Party. John McCain, if he had won the election, would have been the oldest president to begin a first term. But most striking, Barack Obama was the first African American candidate nominated by a major party. If he won, it would signal an important change in Americans' attitude toward the race. The presidential contest of 2008 had been the longest as well as the most experienced campaign in the U.S. history, costing more than $1 billion total. The McCain campaign spent $176 million just on television advertising, while the Obama campaign spent $278 million. The Obama campaign had received a record number of more than 3 million donations, large and small. Obama could afford to advise even in states where he wasn't likely to win, such as Senator McCain's home state of Arizona. Besides money, Obama had the advantage of the huge army of volunteers to go door to door in the battleground states, such as Iowa, to get out to vote. Although both McCain and Obama had set out to raise policies campaign, the election turned negatively in the following weeks. Senator McCain had told his team not to bring up the subjects of Obama's former pastor. The conversation General White, however, at the end of October, the National Republican Trust PAC ran television advertisement in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Florida, remaining voters were Obama's closest association with White. As for the Obama team, they gleefully politicized Vice President Richard Cheney's endorsement of John McCain. They have worked for many months to link Senator McCain with the unpopular Bush administration. And Vice President Cheney was even less popular than the president. The presidential election of 2008 promised to be a record setup for voter turnout. Since the Lord in the election of 1996, the turnout for presidential elections had been slowly rising. In 2008, both Democrats and Republicans made extra efforts to resolve voters and get them to the polls. There were predictions that the turnout will top the 63.1% of 1960, when John F. Kennedy won the presidency. He might even match the 66% of the century ago in 1908. When Howard Taft was elected president, the Democrats have resulted in an unusual large number of new black, Hispanic, and lone voters, grouped with partially low turnout rates. Although these groups tended to favor Barack Obama during the history of last week of the campaign, Barack Obama took a trip to Hawaii when during the history of last week of the campaign, Barack Obama took a trip to Hawaii. His grandmother, Madeline Dahmer, aged 86, was gravely ill. It was not credible that she would live even until election day. However, she was mentally alone, and Obama was glad he could spend time at her bedside talking with her, Bashar campaigning in place of her husband, telling him that's what Barack's grandmother had meant to him. She taught him with her quiet confidence and love and support that he could do everything. He could do anything. Barack's sister, Marilyn, was their grandmother. When she died on November the 3rd, although it was sad that Marilyn Dorian hadn't lived long enough to see her grandson elected president. She had been able to vote for him by access ballot. And by the day before the election, it seemed probable that Obama would be the winner. Obama had held well under the long, high-pressure campaign, although he looked older than he had when it had begun almost 2 years before. There was gray in his hair, and he had lost some weight, but he was standing there most confident than ever. His dinner was refreshing and their tallest, organized work of his campaign, and his cane, which suited the males had conventional voters that Obama had the right temperament for the stressful job of President of the United States. On Wednesday, October 29th, more than 33 million viewers watching a 30-minute informant arrived during prime time on the major network by the Obama campaign. The advances may combine remains from the campaign trail with clips of Barack Obama in addressing voters, as well as honoring American telling about the difficulties in these hard economy times. On November 3rd, Barack Obama made on November 3rd, Barack Obama made a last push to win the battleground states. He began the day with a rally in Jacksonville, Florida. He traveled on the rallies in North Carolina and Virginia. If Barack Obama won all the states, the polls showed as leading Democratic as well as the solely Democratic states, he would have 291 election votes, more than the 270 he needed to win. But he and his followers were not going to relax at this point. They demanded for a wide major victory, which would help unite the country behind the new president. On the evening of November 3rd, Obama appeared in a pre-recorded interview on the TV program Monday Night Football, asking about the best advice he ever had gotten for the sports world. Obama remembered the words of his high school basketball coach. He told him, "This is not about you. It's about the team." Obama gave a related answer to another question. What positional quality of his death he wants voters to think about as they went to the polls. He said that I'm going to fight for them. On November 4th, Election Day, Barack and Michelle Obama, accompanied by Miller and Salsa, voted at the neighborhood intermediate school. The girls hoped their father would win, of course, but in any case, they were happy the long campaign was almost over. Their parents had promised them a puppy after the election. Afterward, Barack was off to Indianapolis for a final campaign stop. That afternoon, Obama returned to Chicago to await the election returns. He followed his election day trailing and playing basketball with friends. Then he ate dinner at home with his family. His election night rally was scheduled to begin at 8:30 Central Time at Grant Park in Chicago, a site which could hold hundreds of thousands of people. Everyone at the rally would have to stand for several hours. Poll officials have been worried that the large turnout will cause problems at voting sites. In some places, voters did have to wait in line for hours. But this year, many more voters, almost a third, cast their votes early, as most states allow early or no excuse aspirants ballot voting. Apparently, the usually number of early voters help prevent congression at the polls on election day itself. The TV networks were cautious about calling the election too early, because in 2004, some of them had mistakenly reported John Kerry in the lead based on unrealistic reports. This year, they agreed not to call the results for the state until all the votes for that state were in. As polls in the Eastern Time Zone began to close, the country was watching especially for results from the Commonwealth states in Indiana, Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, and New Hampshire. If Obama won these, it would be a clear signal that the election was going his way. Pennsylvania was also important because John McCain had fought long and hard to win this Democratic nominee today. If he did win Pennsylvania, it would be an encouraging sign that he might win the election after all. But Pennsylvania went for Obama. Ohio, too, was a key battleground state. No Republican more of the times have won the presidency without Ohio. And Ohio went for Barack Obama. Before 11 p.m. Eastern Time, it was clear that Obama would also win Virginia. At 11, when the polls closed on the West Coast and Obama carried California, Washington, and Oregon, most of the networks pronouncing Barack Obama the winner. The final results would not be reported until the following day, but already Obama had more than 300 electoral votes. It would be a sweeping victory. John McCain called Obama from Phoenix, Arizona, to conclude the election. All across the country, the rallies for Obama turning to celebration parties. At midnight, Barack Obama appeared on the stage in front of an boisterous crowd at Green Park to give his victory speech. Thanking all his supporters, he told them that the victory truly belongs to them, rather than him. He called for all Americans to unite to solve the serious problems facing the country. President-elect Obama told an inspiring story of one vote in Atlanta. Ann Nixon Cooper, an African-American woman who was 106 years old. She was born just a generation past slavery, a time when there were no cars on the road or planes in the sky. When someone like her couldn't vote for two reasons, because she was a woman and because of the color of her skin. And tonight, I think about all that she's seen throughout her century in America. The heartache and the hopes, the struggles and the progress, the times where we were told that we can't, and the people who are pressing on with an American creed. Yes, we can. As Barack Obama continued his speech, he repeated again and again the praise that he been the rally cry of his campaign. Yes, we can. And his endurance, waving and sea of the American flags, repeating and solemnly, meaning with tears in their eyes. Yes, we can. America, Obama fish. We have come so far. We have seen so much. But there is so much more to do. So tonight, let us ask ourselves, if our children should live to see the next century, if my daughter should be so lucky to live as long as any Nixon Cooper, what change will they see? What progress will we have made? This is our chance to answer that call. This is our moment. This is our time to put our people back to work and open doors and opportunities. Opportunity for our kids to restore prosperity and promote the cause of praise, the moral pause, the cause of peace, to reclaim the American dream and recognize that fundamental truth. There are many. We are one. That while we breathe, we hope. And we are met with sincerity and doubt. And those who tell us that we can't, we will respond with that timeless creed that sums up the spirit of our people. Yes, we can. That is the last book that I have read. And I want to thank everybody to seeing this video. And I want to thank everybody to seeing me reading this of the book of the Barack Obama, our 44th president. that is the final part 8 of the series. I hope you have a wonderful night. Good night, everybody. I'm Joseph Crudup.